Alana, your CFS Fairy, and today I'm here to chat with you about supplements and medications for CFS and what I've learned at the chronic fatigue clinic. So first of all, for the past couple of years before I actually got into the clinic, because I had to wait 2 years, they had me on dexedrine, which is a stimulant, amphetamine. It's like Adderall, and it used to be known as dexedrine, so it's kind of a diet pill, but I haven't lost any weight, so I don't know what they're talking about. Anyway, so I was on up to 30 milligrams of that, and they basically, I need that to basically keep me awake during the day. And then just recently, when I started at the chronic fatigue clinic, they put me on something called naltrexone. I have chronic, chemical sensitivities, so they have to make it really, really slow for me to be able to adjust to it. So I started on 0.5 milligrams, and I have to up it every 2 weeks, all the way to 4.5 to 5 milligrams. And right now I'm at 3.5 milligrams, and it seems to be doing okay. They also suggested that I take, I think it was close to 1,000 milligrams of magnesium for migraines and relaxation and sleep. And I ended up getting magnesium poisoning, but that could be because my kidney doesn't filter very well. So I started getting metallic taste in my mouth, and I started feeling really, really sick. So I half that to 450 milligrams of that. And then a B complex with high vitamin B2 and coenzyme Q10, and I can't remember what the other one is. So, well, I'm right here. I will check my coenzyme Q10, B12, D3. So 2,000 milligrams of D3. And that's what the chronic fatigue clinic has given me. Now, up until this point, my family doctor has been trying to treat me with, even though I was within somewhat normal limits of iron, so 24. Now the bottom of the iron is 14, between 14 and 240. Now that's a really big gap. So I would be around 24 to 30, and so they put me on once a week. I go for 300 mils of iron infusion, so an IV. It takes 2 hours, and I've been having that for 2 weeks in a row. I have my third and final one tomorrow, and then I get tested a week from now. And again, I think that's really helping. But I've had that problem since I was 14, and I'm 43 now. So that I've been on iron supplements that actually haven't been helping at all. So that's like thousands of dollars of iron supplements. And if you can absorb iron, Fairmax I found is the easiest on your stomach, but mine doesn't absorb. So I've been spending, $56 per bottle to take this iron supplement, and I've been taking it since I was 20. And honestly, they just tested my blood without the iron in it, and it was the same as with the iron. So that might be something you want to look into. The other things they've put me on is I get swelling in my hands. So I have something called hydrochlorothiazide, which they use for blood pressure, but I use it to get excess water out of my body, and my hands still swell while I'm on that. And then I'm on 150 milligrams of Wellbutrin for depression, and I'm on 50 milligrams of Prestige for anxiety. So that's, and then my thyroid was also within normal limits, but on the low end, and so they put me on desiccated thyroid, 45 milligrams first thing in the morning, And I tried going off that, and I actually got way worse. So something's going on with my thyroid as well. Now, I'm sure this is not a story you haven't heard before. You probably go through this as well, where your doctor is piecemealing it and treating your symptoms versus the condition, because let's be honest, there is no treatment for the condition. The treatment is treating the symptoms. So, you know, all those supplements that the clinic suggested I take, they were all for migraines. Then, you know, I've been able to lower my antidepressants because I'm on the naltrexone. Now, naltrexone is relatively new. They're using it for cancer treatment. People, like, not for the cancer, but to treat people, because what it does is it ups your endorphins. Someone who has chronic fatigue doesn't seem to produce enough. Same with people with fibromyalgia, cancer patients, and therefore, you know, I'm sure you've heard, well, if you exercise, you'll feel better because you'll get those endorphins. Well, my body doesn't produce those from exercising. I actually was more tired after exercising, and it just stole my precious energy. So, I mean, I've had to really figure out how much activity I can do. If I walk the dog twice, I'm good. If I walk the dog a third time, then I've now overdone it and I'll crash. So, you know, it's coming up with those little plans that will help you. So, yeah, that is what I take. Oh, plus I take lorazepam at night to sleep. I don't have any problem falling asleep. I have a problem getting good quality sleep. So the lorazepam helps with that. And then if I have like an anxiety attack, I'll take the lorazepam for that. And then I have nose spray because my nose gets stuffy if I can't breathe properly, can't sleep. I mean, I've tried all the natural stuff. I've done acupuncture. I've done taken every supplement the naturopath can throw at me. I've had Bowen treatment. I've seen a neuropsychologist that put leads on my head and played weird sounds to balance my alpha beta waves. You know, I've tried mindfulness meditation. That was awesome. First class, and I burst out into tears and ran out. So it was really, really helpful, I can tell you. And when I went to my counselor and I said, I'm taking mindfulness, she said, good luck with that. Because I have a tendency to go into my head. She calls it the big brain syndrome. And I've tried the essential oils, and I've tried the diffuser, and I've tried, you know, literally, let's be honest, I would stand on my head and shoot donkey pee up my nose for a week if I thought it would help. I've tried everything, and I think it's been 16 days. Now, this day is a pretty bad day, and I think it's because I didn't take my dextrin thinking, hey, everything is getting so much better. I don't need to take the amphetamine. Yeah, no, that didn't work very well. So, yeah, that's what I'm on. You're going to hear amphetamines, like any kind of stimulants, are bad for people with chronic fatigue. Well, I'm sorry, I can't get out the door without them. You have to find what works for you, and all the naysayers and all the, like, oh, well, if you just fix your diet, or if you just go exercise, and there's also things like that are not, they're not medication or supplements. You know, getting fresh air for me, drinking water with lemon, spending time with my dog, my children. So, funny story, just to give you a little giggle for your day. I've been trying to find a jacket for my dog because it's really rainy where I live. And she has very thick hair. She doesn't have fur, so it doesn't fall out. And so when she comes out from the rain, she's all soaking wet, and it takes like an hour for her to dry, and I have to blow dry her like 3 times a day, which, I'm sorry, that's extremely exhausting. So I was going to go to the store, and like jackets for dogs are like $35. I don't even spend that much on jackets for my kids. So what I went to the dollar store and I bought a baby onesie for a 12 to 24 month old baby. And I put it, at the end of this video, I'll put a picture of it, and I put her in it, and she was a really good sport about it. And then I cut the bum out and I sewed that, and then I narrowed the legs so that they wouldn't fall down. But my daughter and I took her last night out, and of course she is a 6-year rescue from a puppy mill, so she has reactive aggression. So every time she sees a dog, she goes crazy. Well, she stepped in a puddle while she was going crazy, and so then we're walking back, and the legs on the onesie are falling down, and she's flopping along. And so we keep rolling them back up, and then she sees another dog and she goes crazy, and so we roll them back up. And by the time we got about, I don't know, 30 feet from our house, she was like, "I'm so mad at you." She doesn't even, "I'm not even going to stop to pee at my favorite tree. I'm going straight home. I don't even know if I'll go home with you." She stops in front of the house. She won't go inside. It was priceless. It was like the best $3 I ever spent, and way cheaper than a movie. And the #1 medicine sometimes when I'm feeling really exhausted and really sick is a good laugh. So take care of yourself. Remember, if today's not good, tomorrow might be better, and surround yourself with love. Take care. See you next week. Bye.